Trust love, for love is the answer, washing all fear away, away, away. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. The way only you can do it for yourself. Trust love, for love is the answer, washing all tears away, 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 away. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. Kiss. May I kiss my lover a soft golden rain. Kiss, may I kiss my lover again and again and again and again. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. We are breathing sky father, merging mother, the earth. We are a shining star nation, given born format on earth. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. The way only I can do it for myself. Trust love, for love is the answer, washing all fears away, 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 away. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. I am inviting golden light in my soul. So this is the Golden Light Project. And the Golden Light Project is a beautiful piece of information that came to Renata and myself a couple of years ago, during a really tough winter, and we'd start the winter off, and we'd been building work around golden light exercises, and this vision had been coming, and Renata went through a strong time for herself, and she went into retreat. And during the retreat period, she suddenly got this really strong picture that we should do a golden light project. That is, we should do inviting golden light into the earth, and we should do it through the internet, and we should make it a worldwide project. And I said, yes, let's go for it. So we worked day and night, and we got it so that for 13 days, people had the opportunity to get up to speed with the energy that's manifesting on the planet. And it's manifesting incredibly. We're in an incredible time in history, and this is an opportunity to get up to speed. So I'm going to hand over to Renata and let Renata talk about the Golden Light Project, and then I'd like to tell the story with Renata about how this happened, because there's a magical experience.
Why don't we tell the story first?
Okay, the golden earring.
Yes.
It's called the golden earring. Okay, I'll start off by saying we went shopping in Sainsbury's, which is a big supermarket here down in Rustington. And going past the frozen food cabinet, I found a little golden earring on the ground. And what are you going to do with the golden earring? Are you going to hand it into the cashier, or are you going to, well, I use gold in the medicine. You know, the gold corresponds to the golden chakra above the head. So the idea of having a nice little piece of gold was great for me, a gift from spirit. So
It was only a small little hoop.
a small little hoop of earring, just a little gold earring. It wasn't a great big mammoth piece, you know. If it had been a mammoth piece, I might have handed it in. But it was just a little tiny one. So I popped it in my medicine bag. And I had been fascinated with a book by a man called Alan Ariera.
Herrera.
Huh?
Herrera.
Ariera.
Herrera.
Herrera, Alan Herrera. He was a BBC cameraman who did work with the Kogi people in Colombia. And it seemed that when what he was recording was the way these Kogi are coming out of the Amazon, are coming out of this area of Colombia and saying, look, humanity, clean your act up, because you're screwing the planet up. So he was allowed in by the Kogi to film them. And in his book, he talks about the sacredness of gold and how gold is the menstrual fluid of Mother Earth. And it's the essence of her fertility. And that we've been stealing the gold. And he talked about the way gold was stolen from the Indian people, the indigenous people of the Americas, carted off to Spain, got into Spain, and as it went through Spain, it dragged all the wealth of Spain with it. So Spain became a poorer nation after the conquests of the Americas than it was before. I thought that was fascinating, and I read it with interest. Well, it so happened that we were invited to Madrid, and we were sitting having lunch, and we were doing a seminar in Madrid with a community. And we were having lunch. We'd just arrived, we were having lunch, and the conversation over lunch was all about the Spanish Civil War and the mayhem the Civil War had caused in their families. And I was listening to this, and it sounded like karma to me, you know? It sounded like, well, this, and I started saying this. I said, it sounds like karma, as if your families are going through what your ancestors had done in the Americas. And I said, we've got to do something to heal this. So we came up with this I told him.
We were talking about doing a ceremony, a healing ceremony.
Yeah.
That was the idea.
We were talking about because
Yes.
they didn't know that piece of history about the Spanish.
No, so you told them about the conquistadors and how they had taken these gold effigies and shipped them over to Europe. And, and Stephen talked about the coaches who say that they are the elder brother. And they are sort of, in a sense, telling us, the younger brothers, to pay attention and to do something to heal all the pain that we have inflicted, or our ancestors have inflicted. And we were telling them that story about the gold. And so we decided that we were going to do a healing ceremony. And very quickly, I mean, this is a group of extraordinarily beautiful people who are very, very open to working on transformation within themselves. So very quickly we had, telephones went off, and we had a group together of about 60 people, 60 to 70 people, wasn't it? And we met at this place.
We got stones out of the river and
Yeah.
we washed them and bathed them in essences.
To make a medicine wheel, and we started the ceremony there. And well, you best tell this,
Okay.
how this whole
Well, we were setting
thing
up
began.
the circle, and we do it a certain way. We like doing ceremony a certain way. We like setting up a medicine wheel to the sacred directions: Grandfather Sky, Grandmother Earth, South, West, North, East. And I have a little medicine bag. So I empty the medicine bag on the ground, and out popped this little gold earring. So it didn't cost me anything, this little gold earring. I thought, well, fine, I suddenly had this brainwave. Why don't we give this piece of gold earring back to the earth? Because we're always taking from the earth. It didn't cost me anything. I can put it back. So I said, well, look, I'm going to bury this piece. We're going to bury this little piece of gold as a gift to the earth. So there was a whole group standing there, and
Well,
it seemed like a good idea, didn't it?
yeah, it started out well, and I had a little
Gold earring.
a ring that, was holding memories for me that I was ready to release. So I took this ring off my finger and I put the ring in. And then the most extraordinary things started to happen, because as we had sort of put that little bit of gold into the earth, suddenly these beautiful people all started to take off their gold jewelry. And there were wedding rings and bracelets and gold watches and beautiful necklaces with, gold
Great big
coins. And you could see that people were really, it wasn't easy for them to take that off and put it onto the earth. But they all did, and they did with such incredible sincerity. And really you could see this desire: we want to make good. We want to heal something here. And I got, I got a bit concerned, and I said to Stephen, tell them, Stephen, it's all right, it's a symbolic gesture. They can take it back, because I'm thinking, well, there are watches,
Rolex.
Probably £2,000 worth of watch, and I couldn't even estimate the value of the necklaces and so on. So I said, it's okay we can take it back. And not one person did. So we dug a deep hole, and we put sage in it and made it really sacred, and we put all this mountain of gold in there. And some people had tears in their eyes, because there were sort of some
family heirlooms.
Yeah. And then we started to sing, and we started to say our prayers. And suddenly we all saw this rainbow of gold rising out of the earth and really stretching, and you could feel that it was aiming right towards South America. And it was the most beautiful feeling that I have ever experienced, because there was all the love of these people, saying, I'm sorry. I know my ancestors have done the wrong thing here. I want to make it good. I want to heal this. And in a sense, the same energy came back. It was the most beautiful exchange of energies.
Plasma.
As if something had really been healed, something had been made whole again. Yeah, and then so we finished our ceremony. I think we were all pretty much reduced to tears, because it was such a moving experience. Filled in the holes.
We filled it in, we covered it, smoothed it over, and made it look like no one had been there.
It's probably grown now into beautiful, I don't know.
Yeah.
Sort of heather thing, yeah. So anyway, so that was the beginning, wasn't it?
That was the beginning. And then we were invited to Bern in Switzerland to do workshops. Strange that we would be invited to Bern. And we did.
And we had about 150 people there.
That was the second time. The first time was when we got the
yes,
golden light.
yes.
I went down to the river to do Tai Chi, and I was standing in the river cleansing, and I suddenly got this beautiful picture coming through of, I invite golden light into the earth through me. I invite golden light into the earth through me. Very simple. And it just felt just right. And we left Bern. We came back a few weeks later. It was very quick. We came back a few weeks later, and by that time I put it onto guitar and we were singing this, and we had the second workshop right on top of where all the gold is buried in the centre of Bern. And we had about how many people?
Vaults with all the money and all the gold. It was just hilarious, and there were 150 people approximately there.
All singing.
And everyone was singing, I invite golden light into the earth through me. And again, I mean, the energy was extraordinary, wasn't it? It was such a feeling of a big joy, I think. A big joy came out, in everyone. I mean, we had told a little bit of the story, and so people knew what it was about. But again, we were just blown away by the real desire in people. There is something that needs to be healed. We want to heal it. We want to help. We want to be part of this. And so we thought it was actually really quite funny to have this in the center of the financial stronghold in the world, and we did it. We did it.
We blessed the gold that's being stored underneath Bern.
And sort of healed their karma, because that's where the gold, apparently, that came from the South Americas to Spain, that's where it ended up. It ended up in the banks in Switzerland.
All the royal families, all the rich families became very wealthy from the gold, and that's the gold of all the great families in Europe. Came from the Americas, but the normal people didn't reap any benefit. It just created huge inflation, and it made all the farms bankrupt. They couldn't function within suddenly all this gold coming in. But for the indigenous people, gold. There's stories of the Native Americans in the Black Hills, that there were nuggets of gold on top of the Black Hills, and they would go up there and sit in the winter because it was very warm sitting on a big nugget of gold. To the first people of this planet, to the elder brother, gold is just a very beautiful metal or a very beautiful substance. Well, for them it may be not even a metal, it's an organism of Mother Earth. It's an expression of the beauty of Mother Earth.
And the Kogis say that they made these little effigies of gold, out of gold, of each life form on the planet. And that's what they bury in the earth, and that holds the matrix of that life form. So by taking those effigies, it's like it destroys the perpetuation of that particular life form. And I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing so many species going towards extinction. And maybe it is because that original matrix, that blueprint isn't held anymore, So that and it is beautiful. I mean, they are not condemning us, these elder brothers. They're just saying, come on, wake up, you know. And I think the waking up, I mean, for me, it really happened. I mean, it's been happening over time, but it was very significant that in the spirit of time, just after New Year 2010, and I went into this inexplicable period of huge depression, absolutely, really deepest darkness, and I was just questioning, what am I doing here? What am I doing with my life? You know, am I doing anything that's worthwhile? And it seemed to me that I wasn't. And I was just in a real state of feeling very lost. And I was really praying. I was really praying at that time. And I decided I was just going to stay in bed. I didn't mind, didn't care how long it would take me. But I said, Spirit, if you want me to do something, you tell me. And until such time as I know really clearly what this is, I just stay in bed and I will just continue to cry because that's all I could do. I must have been very miserable for my family, but anyway, I just stayed in bed. And then suddenly, one day, this idea, you have to share with other people this experience of bringing the golden light of the highest self through into each chakra of the energy body. You have to teach people how to do that, and you have to put it into the form of meditations that people can do regularly. And very interestingly, with that, the depression was just like, poof, you know, just lifted. It was gone. And I remember jumping out of bed and running downstairs to Steve and saying, Steve, I know what we need to do. And we decided that we were going to do that. And then your next question, how do you do that, you know, effectively? Well, it's got to be the internet. You know, that's the only way how you can get something out really quickly and to a big audience. So we have a really good-minded, wonderful webmaster who played along with us because he had to set up the whole website to be able to handle that. And we were sitting. I was sitting most of the time, thinking what we were going to do. And literally, the information for the whole 13 days of the Golden Light Project came within, I would say, I don't know, a fortnight. It was a fortnight that was available because the date that I was then given really clearly when we had to start that was the 1st of February, which is an ancient festival of the light. You know, the return of the light, invoke, is celebrated in all nature religions as such. And we didn't have that much time. And so the information of the Golden Light Project, it really just flowed. It just flowed into me.
And the music flowed behind, and
everything came. Everything was given. There was no resistance. There was no difficulty in that. It just, you know, it took us most of the night. every night to work, to put it onto the computer, write it up, translate it into German, and then put it out the next day. And it's been a wonderfully enriching experience.
It's a bit like, you know, the opportunity is to merge. There's the physical aspect of it, which is, you know, sitting down meditating or getting your life together, and actually going and burying gold.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's an incredible thing to do because gold is so, you know, we have this value about gold. But I tell you what, you go and bury a piece of gold and you see what happens. You see what happens. I mean, we buried a piece locally here up in the woods. And we had the most extraordinary experience of suddenly a strange breeze coming in from underneath the tree. I mean, we were standing there, we buried the gold underneath the tree, and suddenly all the branches seemed to come towards us. It was as if we'd taken some strange chemical. which we don't do. Anyway, these branches came towards us, and it was just mysterious. It's beautiful. I mean, that's our experience. There is magic to be gained, and there's magic to behold. If we allow ourselves to let go into the magic, and giving gold to the earth is going back into the magic, is giving something of ourselves. When we did that thing in Spain, in Madrid, I remember distinctly seeing coils of plasma going across to the Americas. Renata sees it as rainbows, but it was this shape like a rainbow. For me, it was like plasma lines connecting, like umbilical cords, like DNA cords going across the sky. And when I'm there in the Golden Light Project with Renata, and we're both just, we're not...
You got the music, you
The
developed the Tai Chi exercises,
Yeah.
Qigong exercises to go with that.
Yeah.
So I think there is a connection between burying gold into the earth and bringing the gold of our highest selves into the earth. So we are working with the same
Synergy.
energy, but on different frequency levels. You know, the density of the gold, and then you have the golden light, which has the same quality, but it is just that much faster. And the Golden Light Project is this opportunity to connect with that highest part of ourselves, with that where we are one with Source, with the divine energy. There is no separation. You know, from that part, everything is known. So we needn't kind of go looking elsewhere. We only need to bring more and more of that quality within into ourselves, and then maybe be still and listen for answers. And that's the Golden Light Project is a healing modality, and not just for us, because every time we bring golden light in, it has to flow through us into the earth. So we are giving back to the earth on an energetic level. And it's very beautiful to see how the gold flows into these veins that cover the earth. It's like a grid. And you can see them filling up. And when a lot of people, thousands of people do this, it has the most amazing impact.
Well, you see, gold is such an amazing material, isn't it? I mean, it's yang relative to the yin of silver. It's a conductor. It's malleable. You know, so we're being conductors, aren't we? We're conducting. And what I really see is like, it's lovely sitting here doing this, because it's the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine. It's to do with dignity. You know, it's your dignity as a woman. It's my dignity as a man. And we're conducting the dignity of grandfather energy, the energy that comes from the cosmos into the earth. And we're just being conductors. The more we allow ourselves to be conductors through the 13 chakras, because we are expanding into an energy system of 13 rather than 7.
And to keep these energy portals, the chakras, that's what they are. You know, they're an instrument to exchange energy, and they are loaded with old beliefs, you could say. They have colored lenses, each one of them. So every time we do the golden light, we bring it into a chakra and we allow it to work its magic there. We're stripping away and maybe another layer, maybe a belief, maybe a memory, you know, whatever it is that at that point needs to be cleared. And again, the wisdom of the highest self always knows exactly what needs to happen. We just need to make time to do it. That step is not going to be taken away from us, you know. But then real magic can happen. And the more we do it, the better it is.
I invite golden light into the earth through me. I invite golden light into the earth through me. I invite golden light into the earth through me. I invite golden light into the earth through me. I invite golden light into the earth through me. I'm inviting golden light into my soul. I'm inviting golden light into my soul. Family, soul family, soul family, soul family.
You are our soul family.
Thank you. I invite you, sincerely, I invite you to join us in the Golden Light Project, because we can make a difference, I can make a difference, you can make a difference. If we do it together, we all become bright and shining together. So please join us in the Golden Light Project. Thank you.
So I invite you from my heart to join us in the Golden Light Project, to bring more light and more peace and more harmony and more joy into this world and into our lives and into your lives.